Greetings, my fellow Whovians! It's finally back. Yes, ladies and gents, geeks and geekeros, we are talking about Doctor Who again. This was Jodie Whittaker's first adventure as the Doctor. Long story short, without getting into spoilers, what did I think about her first adventure? Honestly, I loved it. If it continues like this, I believe Doctor Who will reign supreme as my favorite show of the year. Jodie Whittaker, to quote my friend Mr. J of Mr. J's Reviews, she's so infectious. It's like most of the time when you're watching her, you just smile or laugh. She's so awesome. And what do I think about the new companions? So far, yeah, I really like all of them. And there you go for your non-spoilers. So people who haven't seen it, please go watch it, and then come back and tell me what you think in the comments down below. So without further ado, let's actually recap this and get into spoilers. And if I missed some things, I'm sorry. This was a long premiere, so I might miss things. We open up on one of the companions, Ryan, and he's talking about how he can't ride a bike. He's talking on a YouTube video. He's talking about the greatest woman that he ever met, and that he can't ride a bike. We meet his step-granddad, Graham, and his nan, Grace. Ryan finds this like squarish thing in the forest, and it like extends and makes some weird shapes and then has a little button on it. Ryan presses the button, and when he does, this blue Hershey Kiss shaped ship thing arrives in the woods. Then we flash over and we meet a young cop, Yasmin, known by her friends as Yaz, and she's bored of the mundane. So she's new to the job, but she's already bored of the mundane. So her boss tells her, oh yeah, you're sick of the mundane? Well, why don't you go take this case? And so she goes and meets up with Ryan, and we find out that Yaz and Ryan were in primary school together. They touch the ship, and the ship is like freezing cold. Then we go to Graham and Grace, flash over to them. They're in a train. It jolts stop. All the lights go off, and then this lightning cloud thing appears on the train. And right as they're trying to figure out what it is and be scared of it, the Doctor. She falls right through the ceiling of the train. She comes in, tries to figure out what's going on. She immediately has personality when you see her, but she doesn't know that she's the she, and she doesn't know that she's the Doctor. Clearly suffering from a bit of regeneration sickness. The team has survived. They all got shocked. There was a sixth dude who was there, but he was like, nope, I'm out. I can't deal with this. And he leaves. But the rest are like, we need to figure out what's going on. So they all hop into one car, and they're driving along. And while they're talking, it's just casually mentioned that part of the reason why Ryan can't ride a bike is because he has dyspraxia, which fucking blew me away, because I've never really officially said this on the channel, partly because I was afraid of what a future employer would think if they ever found my videos. But yeah, guys, officially tell you, I have dyspraxia. And one of the reasons why I don't usually talk about it is because nobody really knows what it is. And that's because it's not really shown in pop culture. So to have one of the companions have dyspraxia really excited me. Back to Doctor Who. We see that this dude has moved the ship thing and he's watching it. The doctor wakes up, but she's still rebooting. Her body. Still rebooting, so she's still out of it. But, no, she's like, something smells wrong. No. Sounds wrong? No. Something feels wrong. And then she looks and she's got a little blinking light. And then you look and everyone's got it. All 5 of them. So the doctor takes Ryan's phone, does some jingly stuff, takes hers out, reveals that it's a DNA bomb that just basically destroys the person. Then we cut back to the ship thing, and I was right, it's a ship, because it cracks open kind of like an egg, and kind of, sort of hatches. And then this dude pops out who's like a giant mother, who's as tall as Cybermen, but he's like more futuristic and a little bit more organic than a Cyberman. And the dude who was watching over it was like, "Where's my sister?" And he said, "You will never find out," and kills him with like his hand. The team like backtracks the signal of the DNA thing and ends up finding the dead guy. His teeth are missing. Then we see the doctor and she's like, "I could really use my screwdriver." But she doesn't have one because the Capaldi's one broke. So she's like, "Okay, I can build something." Probably. And so she then proceeds to build her own new screwdriver. First for Doctor Who, the doctor actually builds their own screwdriver. Because usually the doctors get the screwdrivers from the TARDIS herself. And yes, I called the TARDIS a she. Watch The Doctor's Wife and you'll see why. Then the team finds a video of the dude saying that he knew what it was, that he knew that it was going to be something and that it took his sister. And the doctor actually runs into the dude, the big dude, and it was a really cool exchange because he asks who she is and she's like, "Dang it, I just had it." She doesn't say "dang it," but she's like, "I just had it. It was on the tip of my tongue." And she's like, "Who are you?" "No, wait, go back. First question. What's with the teeth?" Because now he's had 2 victims where he's taken the teeth at this time. And he takes off his helmet to reveal that teeth are a trophy for his race. And the way that he shows off the trophies is that they're part into his skin. Blah, creepy as shit. Then we find out that Shinzar is the name of the big guy's race. He's part of a race where their skin is like way below 0, to the point where he can touch a human and just kill them instantly. Which, again, my friend Mr. J of Mr. J's Reviews helped me realize that that's a lot like Predator. Especially because we find out then that this guy, his name is Tim-Shur. I believe that's his name. But the doctor just keeps calling him Tim-Shur. So, but we find out part of his race is to hunt a human and bring them back And that's trophy of them doing a good job. And he's trying to do it because he's almost the leader of his race. We find out that the cloud thing is not an opposing race, but a semi-species, as the Doctor called it, that is acting as like a device that the guy uses to get information. He's using it to find information on who he's supposed to be hunting, which is technically cheating. But he doesn't care. And leaves. And we find out that the person that he was looking for is the dude from the beginning in the train that was like, nope, fuck it, I'm out. And so it's up to the team to try to save that dude. He is now a crane operator. The Doctor comes up with a plan. Graham and Grace will go and get everyone away from the area and stay behind, while Yaz, Ryan, and the Doctor actually operate the crane. Well, Yaz and Ryan will operate the crane while the Doctor climbs the crane to help the dude. And they get to a point where she's like, you're just going to step over. But then the cranes end up matching, but they're like this. So the Doctor tells him to jump, and he does, but in mid-jump, the bad guy grabs him, takes him back, and the Doctor's like, nope, you are not getting away. Screw it. And she shakes it off, and then epically jumps from crane to crane, pulls herself up, and is like, nope, you are not taking him. Badass moment, Jodie Foster. And then she's like, okay, adrenaline, fear, all the stuff mixed into my head now has jump-started my brain, and now she's back. I'm the Doctor, and you are not going to take him. And we find out that the Doctor had a little device this whole time that the bad guy uses to get home, and she's like, you kill him, I will take that. And the guy's like, well, I've got bombs in all your friends. He's like, you kill that, I kill this. And she's like, you kill them, I throw this away, you're stuck at Earth. And so they're at a standstill, and the guy's like, screw it, and mashes the button to try to kill the friends. And the Doctor's like, ha ha ha, when you weren't looking, I took the bombs out of my friends and put it in your little device thing. So when you absorb the device to get information, you absorb the bombs. The bombs are now in you. You have two options here: die or go home. And he goes home. We go back to this, and yeah, we've got to talk about sad times, because meanwhile, while that's going on, Grace and Graham are like, no, well, mainly Grace, and Graham's like, okay. It's like, no, we can't just stay away, we've got to help. And so they take it upon themselves to take out the little cloud thing. And Grace manages, with some help from Graham, Grace manages to actually climb part of the crane herself, being grandma. Because that's what Nan is, for those that don't know. Being a grandma. And she climbs it, and she kills the thing. But in the process, it shocks her and throws her down so that she hits the ground. And unfortunately, in the arms of Graham, Grace passes away. We see Ryan talking from earlier, and we reveal that the woman that he was talking about is not the Doctor, it's his Nan. And then we see him desperately trying to ride a bike while the Doctor watches. We're just like, oh, very sad. We then cut to something that we don't really see in Doctor Who, a funeral. And everyone's there, including the Doctor. And they talk afterwards and find out how Grace and Graham met. Graham had cancer. And Grace was his nurse, his chemo nurse, and she helped him through it, and they fell in love and got married. We're only married for 3 years. Shit. But yeah, we also find out at the funeral that Ryan's dad, his Nan's son, is kind of a shit human being. He didn't even show up to his mother's funeral. But yeah, the team's talking, and the doctor's like, I need to go find my TARDIS. Goodbye. And Yaz is like, Doctor, you really need to get out of those clothes. And she's like, oh yeah, it's been a while since I've had to wear. And she actually says, it's been a while since I've had to think about wearing women's clothes. And then we see this little thing about her like, no, not that, not that, not that, in the changing room, and she's like, that. Opens it up, it's the outfit that we all know and now love. And they're like, eh. And she's like, I like it. Got any money to help me pay? And they're like, okay. And she's like, hey, you guys can help me find my TARDIS. And so she puts this device together where everyone's involved, and the whole entire point is that the Doctor will use the sonic screwdriver to match the thing, and then the Doctor will be teleported to where the TARDIS is. Only when she does it, all 4 disappear, and now they're just in space, like just floating in space, no TARDIS, no anything. And that's how we fucking ended. It was awesome, but I've been going on for too long probably. Thank you for watching. Join me Tuesday for Black Lightning. And